Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to make a punching script, so we can actually getting the things we learned in the latest videos, tutorials. And now I want to try something new, like using my drawing skills, even though it's totally scheiße. But we're doing what works best. So the plays are we're going to add a script. This is the script. As you can see, the script here, and we want I'm going to have a local script, yeah, right. And what we want the local script, we're going to take its input. We're gonna take input and remote event, so we know that. So we're going to use an input and remote event and a cooldown, of course, and then we could probably add, and then in the server script we're going to use the waycast and distance. So what we're gonna do in the server script, we're going to fire the remote event. This is a lighting, and this is the remote event. So what we're gonna do is when the test F key, when the keyboard and F been clicked on, then it will fire this remote event to the server script. To the server script. After that, we're going to take the player. We're going to add a local. Local. When we have a player. Oh no, we're just going to take the player parameter, if I can pronounce that right, and we're going to check the distance of the dummy. So we're using a for loop on the workspace. So if you have the player here, yes, we have the player here. What we're gonna do is that before I'm gonna say the plan is, I'm just gonna play the dummy we're gonna use. Yes, and adding a yes. So what we're gonna do is, firstly we're going to check the distance. Yes, we're going to check the distance of the model. So if the character is like maybe say 5 centimeters, then that's so then we're checking if it's been if the player is 5 centimeters close or closer. Then we're going to check if the player is looking at the model. That's why we're going to use waycast. So we're going to use a waycast, and we're going to waycast the torso, and we're going to use the save frame look vector. So if the player is looking, you can see it's looking at our souls. So right now here we could say when we're going to multiply it with infinite, or maybe just 1000, doesn't really matter, biggest number. And then you just have to focusing on that. Yeah, so this is the explanation, and let's begin. So firstly, you're going to the toolbox. The thing we only want to add is a loop NPC, a nice guy like this one. add him right there. Make sure your game is S6, because I'm not the biggest fan of 50 when it's about scripting. So this is our noob, and we want to, you know, abuse it, assault it, make it cry. So we're gonna call this for input. We're gonna have a remote event, call that for punch. Then we're gonna add a script called punch manager. So what we're gonna add is firstly remote punch, and just call, and again just do what you like the most to call your references. Punch, then game get service user input service input begin, connect a function and call it input, and process. So if you actually watch it, the input service use input service video, you will know why we were saying if process then return true. This is, and I hope you actually watch the video, because I'm not going to explain it. Oh, okay, I'm sweet. I'm gonna explain you what it is. It's just to make sure there's not going to be any like double clicking or any other kind of errors, like dumb shit. The other thing we want to check if input like we want to check if the input type is a keyboard, user input type that keyboard. Then if input dot keycode equals enum dot keycode dot f for punch. Then we're gonna add game.regular storage dot punch via server. That's equal it. Then we're gonna add a new reference to the punch road event, because you know it shouldn't be left alone. You know, it needs something it can hold by. Punch on server event, connect a function, call it player, and we for now I'm just gonna say print player dot name. And as you can see, it's printing our name, so that's fantastic. So before anything, we want to add can punch equals true. So we're gonna add a cooldown. So if punch can punch, then can punch equals false. Task. Wait, what does it say? I'm just gonna add wait, and maybe just every second then you can punch again. Like can punch equals true. Okay, maybe you should print to just make sure if it's working. And as you can see, you can't just spam living hell, and this is just good for preventing exploiters or people using a key pattern auto clicker. And now we can actually check if there's a model. So what we want to, like, you know, what we wanna do now is basically checking the closest player. So for slash comma object in pairs workspace get children if object find first child humanoid and object doesn't equals player.character. So basically it's just getting its class name. If it just can model. So it's just checking if it's like, what can you say, it's like checking if its name isn't equals to player character, and we just say print object dot parent dot name. Then f workspace. Okay, it's getting workspace. That's not what we intended. So print objects. Oh, okay, say nope. Then we know it's working. So when that's working, then we're gonna say local. Even though I think what we should do is checking the distance of the object, but now we're gonna say local local torso equals object wave char torso. Even though wait, there's another way to check this, but yeah, you know what? It doesn't really matter right now. So if object find first humanoid, oh yeah, so local torso equals object wait for child torso, and just to, you know, make sure if the character is not dead, and object dot humanoid dot health doesn't equals is more than 0. Local torso equals object wait for first child torso. If maybe we can say torso dot position minus that with player dot character wait for child torso dot position dot magnitude is less than, maybe say 5. Then now we get to print E. So when we're getting close enough, okay, and now we're going close. As you can see, it's printing E now. So if we go far away again, it wouldn't print. And just make sure the distance is more like realistic. So maybe 4. And just see what works best for you. Okay, this is a great distance. So now we're going to add a local raycast params equals raycast params dot new, raycast parents dot filter type equals enum dot raycast filter type dot exclude raycast dot for instance equals player get children. So you can also just say player dot character, but yeah, okay, player dot character. Yes. So now we can say local raycast equals workspace raycast. Then original picture, we're gonna say maybe, yeah, okay, just to make it go a little bit more simplified, we can say p torso equals, and just copy paste here, add it from here, and now we can say p torso dot position p torso dot position comma direction p dot save frame dot look picture multiply that with actually this 1000 as I explained before, then raycast params, and now we can say if raycast, then we say print raycast dot instance. Oh, and as you can see, we got an issue. Oh, okay, that's me being a little bit ignorant. Oh, okay, so it's still saying 6. Okay, now I gotta print raycast. If you're looking, you can see now, if I'm looking this way, now it wouldn't work, but if I'm looking this way, you can see it's saying root part and all that stuff. Local result equals raycast dot instance. If result, then if result, then local to say right model. It's because it wants to know what type we're looking for. As you can see, it's saying noob. So now we 100% knows it's going to be noob. So we can say model dot humanoid dot health minus equals 25, and now we can, as you can see, it's taking a lot of damage. It only takes 4 damage, and we should probably put this in another function, but make it more readable. But who cares? This is only for learning, so we don't have to think about the things here. Maybe about readability. So now we can go. You can just go to avatar wake build, and then you can just take your own avatar if you want to. I'm just taking my own, and I'm just gonna use moon animator. Click on that one, or you can also just take this one and break it. So boom. And just make sure the animation is just fast as fuck. Okay, call it that for a day. Getting a little bit sweat. Then after you made your animation, you're going to save to Roblox and call it whatever your heart big 8. Click on that, save, and you click on the copy animation ID, and you can just remove that. Then you're going to add an animation, punch anim, and you copy your animation ID there, and now you can just close that one. Local script, then local humanoid equals player wave torso p torso dot parent dot humanoid local load animation equals humanoid load animation script script dot punch animation and load the animation, play. You can see there's a oh, for God's sake, I came to the NPC and it's now even thinking about with this. That's absurd indeed. Okay, so if that is happening, I'm just gonna call it. Okay, doesn't really matter now. I just want it to work. Okay, so I figured out the problem and I just read a little about the problem, and it seems true that Roblox has a problem with updating the animation to so it doesn't know it's the animation I own. So that's why this error pops up. It's because it's literally telling me I don't own this animation. So this means that it's delayed to update, so it doesn't show up, sadly. But that's fine, cause sometime it will work again. But for now the animation will not load, but just so long if it's working for you. That's the important part. But as you can see, you can kind of punch the player model if its animation worked. But yeah, I can't do so much about that, unfortunately. However, thank you for watching, especially this long period, and yeah, well, see ya.